Hey homies, welcome back to my channel, Scarlet Talk. So if you're new here, welcome. On my channel, I discuss sobriety, recovery, the lifestyle change, and everything to do with drug addiction and my journey. So I was addicted to opioids for many years. I'm sober and I'm living the sober lifestyle, and I have picked up a little bit of tricks and some tips, and I wanted to share some of that with you guys. I also wanted to talk a little bit about some of my passions. I'll just squeeze some of that in there every once in a while, but if it is content that you guys like, you have to comment below, give me a thumbs up so that I know you guys want to see a little bit more of some of that stuff. But primarily I focus on recovery and addiction and the lifestyle change and everything that embodies. So today's video specifically, I'm going to be talking about something that I learned during my recovery period, and I'm still in recovery. You can actually have, like, maybe you got sober 20 years ago, but you're still in recovery. So today's video, again, I want to talk about some of the stuff that I've picked up on, but specifically, I want to talk about something that blew my mind once I learned this, because the entire time that I was an active addict, like I was living in active addiction, the entire time I was living in that lifestyle, and then in the beginning of my recovery even, I had this idea of what was going on with my brain. And I felt pretty damn sure of myself, but I just learned something that, again, kind of blew my mind. So I want to share it with those of you that are in active addiction so that you kind of get an idea of what's to come when you decide to get sober. And God, do I hope you decide to get sober. I love you, and I don't need to see your beautiful, wonderful, imperfect, wonderful face. I don't need to see it to know that you are deserving of life and your existence matters. And I also don't need to know anything else specific about you other than the fact that you are a human being, to know that you have some untapped, hidden talent within you, and you just don't know it yet. But you'll find it once you get into your sober lifestyle. And I want to help you achieve that. I want to help you get there just by inspiring you and encouraging you and motivating you to get up, find your passion, find your higher power, give into that, ultimately submit to it. But guys, I have something really exciting for you. So I hope you stick around for the juicy secret that I learned. And I hope that it helps you, and I hope that it inspires you. Stick around, guys. Hey, beautiful human you. I am so glad that you decided to stick around for the rest of this video. So, this is what I learned. The entire time, I was thinking that I was completely broken, right, in my active addiction use. And again, even in the beginning of my recovery, I was convinced that I was broken. I did not understand how everybody else seemed to be processing emotions and dealing with like normal situations. Example, knowing that I had to get my daughter off of her school bus and like making her food and entertaining her for a few hours before, bedtime, dinner, whatever, would literally give me anxiety. I would start to panic and freak out, mostly because the idea of having that kind of responsibility put completely on me, the idea that I would have to entertain her, the idea that I would have to pull out of myself love, I'd have to pull out of myself compassion, I would have to pull out of myself energy. And I had none of those things. None. Unless I was high. If I had just taken like a 30 Roxy, yeah, for a good 2 hours, I'm gonna get it done. Dishes, done. Vacuuming, done. Getting dinner ready, done. Took a bath, gave the kid a bath, got her dressed. We even colored in some coloring books, put together a train set, all in that 2 hours of my high. I got it all done. And then here comes the crash. Yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Immediately, you are aware that it ain't in there like that no more. That pop, fizzle, sparkle and shine all that shit's gone now, and you feel it. You feel every single bit of it leaving your system almost. And it's like the most tragic thing too. It is like heartbreaking almost, feeling your high leave your body. That money, the time that you put into chasing it, to finally getting it. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. So here I am thinking that I'm broken because I don't have what these other sober people have. They are presented with a normal situation and I am over here panicking. I'm masking. Masking is something, it's a term that is used in a bunch of different support groups and systems and a bunch of different worlds out there. Masking is something that a person does when they're hiding what's really going on inside, and it's just much easier to throw this on. I'm gonna put the blanket over it. It's a big pile of shit in the corner, but I'm gonna throw the blanket over it and stick a flower in it. It's pretty. I was masking that I was okay and that I understood what they were talking about and that I could relate to those feelings and that, yeah, I've been there and yeah, I go through that and yeah, me too. And the reality was I was not processing what they were talking about, not really like the emotions of things, the connections to stuff. Why is it whenever you had to have that uncomfortable conversation with your spouse, like why is it whenever your spouse said, hey, and they're like, I'm being genuine right now, so exactly the way I do it is exactly the way this supposed spouse would do it. Hey baby, today you really just seem like super edgy and aggravated, and it's just been bothering me so bad because I really think that maybe I've done something wrong, but I have thought, and please tell me if I'm wrong, but I can't think of anything that I could have possibly done to like offend you or hurt you, but if I have, please tell me because I want to fix it. Like I don't know what's going on with you, but I know something's off. Like you just, and I'm not trying to be an ass babe. I promise. I'm actually really worried about you, but at the same time, I'm confused because I think maybe I've done something, but I just don't know what it is. And your response is, fuck you. Nothing's wrong with me. What do you mean I'm on edge? I'm all, what's that mean? What's up with that face? Yeah, like you're perfect. Like you don't have bad days. Okay. I see ya. Yeah. No, I'm not kidding. I'm not joking, actually. That would be my reaction. That would have been my response. That's how I would have handled that. It's insane. And I could not understand why, or not so much why, but I could not understand how the same situation, same emotions, same like people, but not with the drug addiction, presented with the same situation, and their response was so mature. Like, really, babe? I was really acting like that? God, I'm sorry. No, you haven't done anything wrong. I'm so sorry that I did something that made you feel that way. Like, I can't even believe that I even put that off, Like, I can't even believe that my energy is putting off that. Like, everything is fine. I love you. I'm okay. I guess I did have kind of a rough day this morning. I did. Yeah, I guess I did. And maybe I was kind of carrying it. God, I'm so sorry, babe. I couldn't understand how that happened. But apparently it was happening all around me because there was plenty of functional marriages and beautiful relationships and, of course, social media, because it can be a goddamn disease sometimes. Just comparing your life and wishing you had what they have and all of this and that. And I did plenty of that as well in my active addiction. Plenty of that. And especially in the beginning of my recovery too. I did. I spent a lot of, why isn't it happening yet? Like, why don't I feel better yet? Like, why am I still crying all the time? Why am I so edgy? Why is everything coming up and I can't deal with it? Why am I cracking when before I could have went toe to toe with the biggest and the baddest? Like, I'm not a Billy Badass, and I don't think I could fight. I probably can't. I don't know. But up here, you would have never been able to shake me or convince me otherwise. When I was in active addiction, boy, I was so full of myself and so righteous. Yeah, I look back now and it's so embarrassing. But anyways, what I learned though, this is going to blow your mind. Now, we all know that whenever you are abusing drugs, of course, they change your body and affect it and stuff. But did you know that the drugs you are using right now, or the drugs that you abused so many times, they didn't just make you lose weight, ruin relationships and connections with friends and family. That drug addiction didn't just rob you of those connections. It took your structure, your stability. It took each and every single beautifully designed piece of you that was made to carry you through your journey on this earth. Your drug addiction literally destroyed that. It obliterated it. Some of you will have permanent damage done to the workings of your brain. The system and the network inside of our brain is completely destroyed when we abuse the drugs. And when I say that, I mean this whole time I was thinking something was seriously wrong with me. That I was bipolar, or maybe some sort of like schizophrenia kind of shit. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't understand what the was happening. But that's what's happening. All of a sudden, those walls that I was talking about that I put up in my active addiction, you know what I'm talking about, because if you're using right now, you know you have to have walls up. You know you have to constantly keep yourself guarded and protected. What an exhausting life that is. So exhausting. I want better for you. But what I'm wanting you to desperately understand is that it has literally changed the network of your brain. So what I'm going to encourage you to do, and what has helped me find my peace, my excitement, my drive and thirst for life, all of this joy and chaos you see over here, this excitement, I learned from this. I learned that, once I learned that that is what was going on, that the drugs had permanently, some of it, but had destroyed the networking and functioning system of how my brain coped and processed and just genuinely worked through and functioned for me to navigate life and reality. All of that was wiped. Fried. It was like fried. Just completely damaged. So I was being so cruel to myself. I kept thinking, okay, you're not doing the pills anymore, Scarlett. You're going to therapy. You're seeking the treatment. So why is it whenever your husband just wants to ask you what's wrong with you because something's going on and he doesn't understand, why is it that you blow up on him? Why is it that you wanted to just eat his face off? I thought something was wrong with me. I genuinely thought, what was the purpose of getting sober and staying sober if this is what it was going to feel like? I thought something was wrong with me. So there's nothing wrong with you. That's why I wanted to make this video, because I want you to know there's nothing wrong with you. It's like actually, it's not okay, but it's actually normal for you to be on edge and for you to not be processing okay. It's actually normal for you to be way here or way there. That's actually normal, and you just have to practice. You have to get on a program on treatment. But if you don't have access to that, watch my channel, because I'm going to give you the best free treatment that I could possibly provide for you. So together, let's do this. We're going to start by doing something meaningful. Yeah, something small. It's a smaller commitment. It's easier to lock something in, especially when you're teaching yourself to love yourself again, and you're trying to learn how to be functional in a reality, a sober reality. Let's commit to a smaller change. And when you mess up, because you know you're going to mess up during that commitment to whatever small change it is that you choose, you know you're going to mess up. So whenever you do, the first thing I want you to do is to be compassionate to yourself. Be compassionate. Forgive yourself. I wish somebody had just stayed on me and said, Scarlett, love yourself more. Forgive yourself. You messed up today. That's okay. You wanted to wake up and be chipper and excited and have things to do, and it just didn't work out that way. You woke up and it just wasn't quite that great. That's okay. Don't be hard on yourself that you couldn't find something right away. Be compassionate. Because when you're choosing to be kind to yourself, when you are making that active choice to be kind to yourself, you're actually promoting resilience. Yeah, that's starting somewhere, because you need resilience. You have to, because generally speaking, suppression doesn't really work. It's not a good strategy, like at all. So at this part of your growth, in your recovery, learning coping skills is the only thing that's going to save your ass. The coping skills is what's going to help you navigate this new reality. You won't feel so crazy anymore. You won't feel so on edge anymore. You will find a way to look for the beautiful in everything around you. Take me to a damn junkyard. Take me to the landfill, the dump. Take me there. I will find something there to love, to think is beautiful, and to appreciate. So I want you guys to start somewhere small. Make a small commitment. Make it meaningful. Follow through with it. Commit and stay active. You have to be active in the commitment, okay? So that's the most important thing. Sober living, okay? It's going to be your new reality. It's going to be my reality. Living a sober life. So it's leaning on yourself to build your character. That's what it's all about. Resilience. You're leaning on yourself. You're being compassionate to yourself. You're starting with a small, meaningful commitment so that you can learn coping skills. And I want you guys to start with resilience. It is so important because it builds your inner warrior. And you're going to need that. You really are. So guys, find your passion. Find your compassion for yourself. When you mess up, take it easy on you. Question the norm. But remember, guys, follow through with a small, meaningful commitment. You will pick up your coping skills. You will be a resilient warrior. You got this. Love yourselves, guys. Bye.